Shalom, shalom. Check this feed right quick. All right, shalom once again. The brothers of Great Millstone Charlotte coming at you with a live lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim outside. All right. Before we get started with this live lesson, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Akakodash. Double honors as always to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us the truth and do it well. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the house of David, Habayab Dawadah, the hope of the elect. All right. To you we say shalom. All right. Another week to preach this glorious gospel, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim outside, and to chant down this wicked place, Babylon the Great, aka Sodom and Egypt, all right, which most people know today as America. All right, this place is written in the scriptures, all right, to be destroyed in the latter ends which we live in today via thermonuclear missiles. All right, and before that comes to pass, it's going to be numerous perils and tribulations that the society is going to experience, all right? And we're starting to see that build up in this very moment. You can start with that, bro.
So, 2 Estrus Chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, the words that the word is going out to, all right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the true biblical Israelites that this word is afforded to, man. All right? Not anyone else. All right, keep going.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
So this word that we preaching, all right, this word is not of man. This word that we preach is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, and we are just sent forth as messengers.
Verse 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
For they are faithful and they are true. All right, I got a precept to go with that. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. You see? Why would you be occupied in prophecy? Because you want to have an understanding and foresight of what's to come before it actually happens, you see? Because when all of this, when all these perils start to wallow up, belly up to the point where these people have to take notice, hey, at least you can say that you had the upper hand. You had the preparation. You were in sync with the Most High's plan. All right, and that's what we are to be occupied in prophecy, man. Occupied in the meditation of these scriptures that's written. All right, keep going.
Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
The incredulity, all right? Meaning the unbelievers. Don't let the unbelievers trouble us, man, because at the end of the day, the scriptures tell us what is some to not believe, right? The Lord doesn't care if you don't believe, man. The Lord has a set schedule for prophecies to unfold, all right, whether you adhere to this truth or not, all right? And with that understanding, it will be wise to you to adhere to this word, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, again, who comprise of the 12 tribes of Israel. This word is afforded unto you. Take it in, man. Adhere to this word so that you can understand the times and the seasons that we live in. All right?
Hey, this word is a beautiful opportunity, man. You know, if you're hearing this right now, this is the Lord hearkening for you to come back, man. So you're getting marked either for judgment or for salvation, man.
That's right. Can I get a precept just off of what you said, bro? Because, hey, as the brother said, this is beautiful, man. This is a beautiful thing to hear. All right? And either you're going to be marked for judgment or salvation. Okay? Sirach chapter 6, verse 22. You can break this down, bro. Sirach chapter 6, verse 22. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel.
And that's that beautiful counsel, man. The Lord is calling you, you know, to come back into this ministry, man. He's calling you to come back to your heritage. If you be one of his elect, man. If you're of the nationality of Israel through your father's lineage.
You're teaching the word, bro. You're teaching the Bible, bro. You back up, please.
Just say something.
No, we teaching the word. Listen to what we're going into.
Have a good one.
All right, bro. See, this is exactly the Lord give an example, man. Sirach chapter 6, verse 22. I'll start from the top. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel.
Hey, and that's a refusal of counsel right there, man.
Yep.
He had an opportunity to listen, man. He had an opportunity to come into the great advice that the Lord has projected through us. Yep. Read that from the top again.
Okay. Sirach chapter 6, verse 22. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
Wisdom is not manifest unto many, man. That's why if you can understand this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, you have to, take heed to this word and come back, do the works, do what the Lord has commanded us to do, man. We see 2/3 of our people who walk by and they scoff at the word, they scorn at the word, but that's because their eyes were not open to the spiritual things, man. Their ears were not open to the spiritual things, man.
You want to get that? God. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 6. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
You hear these things, man. You hear them. You physically hear them, but your spirit is not open to it, man. You physically see it, but your spirit has not been opened unto it, man. The Lord has angels blocking the people who He doesn't want to receive this truth, man. That's why you see people walk by and they act as if we're not here. We know that they're hearing us, but the Lord isn't activating them in the spirit, man.
God. Verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Right. So the Lord's saying, man, ultimately He doesn't want 2/3, man. Ultimately, He has His elect set apart from the rest of 2/3 of Israel, man.
God.
So the 2/3 of the heathen, they're just going to walk by. They're not going to hearken to the message. They're not going to listen. They're not going to inquire. So we're speaking to the elect, man. Us as the hopeful elect. The Lord has us out there to speak to the elect, man.
All of this, again, it goes back to what? Yahweh Bashim Shai ordaining this. These things were written aforetime. All right, so the scriptures, when they speak about 1/3, all right, in this captivity, this existing time right now, coming back unto the Lord, all right, 2/3 have to go through they have to go through their shit, man. 2/3 are predestinated to go into destruction. All right, and then 1/3, the elect, all right, I don't want Ratazal, we be a part of that number, all right, are pretty much predestinated to adhere to this word, to take it in, man. But 2/3 ain't going to adhere to this, man.
So back in 2nd Estrus chapter 15 and verse 4 or verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
God, and we getting faced on all fronts right now, man. There is an all-out onslaught against the truth, man, because this man's system is pretty much crumbling, and he's trying to keep hold of the lies, man. Along with these Babylonians, man. These anti-Hamashiach spirits, man. All right, they're trying to pretty much shut down the truth. But how can you shut down the truth? The scriptures say, what can you do? There's nothing you can do against the truth but for the truth, man. All right? So we don't fear the unbelief of these people, man. Because again, all of this is being sanctioned by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, even their disbelief. You see that?
Continuing on. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. That's sanctioned. The scriptures are faithful and true. Did we not just read that? The scriptures are faithful and true. So, hey, those that don't believe, why we fear you? We know that your destruction is on the way, and Lord willing, our salvation is near, man. But those that are unfaithful are destined to die in their unfaithfulness, man.
That's right. Now we're all subject to the decrees of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man.
That's right.
The Lord said it, so we're subject to it, man. Through the prophecies, ultimately are going to have these people in a chokehold, man, because You can't escape it, man.
Right.
The word of the Lord is what it is, man. It's faithful and true, as the brother said, man.
Right. You on the Lord's time, man. You ain't on your own time. Hey, you think that you on your own time, you under a strong delusion, man. All right? We operating on the pretense of what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai ordains, man. All right? And again, if you were smart and you had sense about yourself and you understand that this is bigger than you, all right? You think that everything is about you when it really isn't, you would get in sync with the Most High. So the Most High can have favor for you in these perils to come. Keep going.
2nd Estrus 15 and verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
The wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, man. You hear that? And who is the man that is governing this world in wickedness? Go to Job 9 and 24. Because there is a man there is a group, a race of people, all right, that are pretty much forwarding the wickedness in this society, man.
It's the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked.
Uh-huh.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
And who are the judges? The Israelites. You see? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the judges that this scripture is speaking of, man. The true 12 patriarchs of the nation of Israel. The wicked has covered your faces in these images through iconoclasm, you see, and various other methods to pretty much just suppress our heritage. All right? Keep going.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
If not, where and who is he? Who is this man? All you got to do is just look at your local churches. It's a church down the street right here, and they claiming that the apostles on the front of their buildings were so-called white people, Edomites. When that's not true, that's contrary to what the scriptures speak of, man. The nation of Israel was so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we out here fighting for truth's sake, man. This is the man who has exceedingly polluted the earth with wickedness, man. With lies, deceit, treachery. And it doesn't take a rocket science to admit it. All you have to do is look up and down the street. As brothers say all the time, have you seen niggas lately? What are niggas a byproduct of? The wickedness that this man promotes. See, we're looking at the direct source of this society's problems, man. At the direct source of society's problems. All right, we're not sugarcoating it. We're not trying to say, oh, well, not all of them are like that. No, all of them are wicked. The scriptures refer to the nation of Edom as the border of wickedness, meaning that wherever he goes, wickedness follows. Wickedness is to be found. And under this man's power hold, having the whole earth given into him, he's pretty much allowed wickedness to run rampant in the world to the point where it's excessive. It's excessive to the point where the world is literally crying out. Matter of fact, did you get that, bro, where it says the creation mourneth? Because we gotta keep it all the way 100, man. This nigga has destroyed the planet. You gotta understand the depths of wickedness you have to go all out and destroy the planet which you dwell in, man. And that's what we're going into, man. You see? This man's destruction, the destruction of this, the impending destruction of this society, all right, is all contingent upon the wickedness in this society. You see? That's why we telling Jake to adhere to this word, man. Destruction is nigh. Wake the hell up.
Isaiah 24 and 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away.
The earth languisheth and fadeth away, man. Here it is, the earth is naturally sustaining. And this man has the earth to the point where it can't reproduce its full potential, man. You gotta think of how crazy this nigga is, yo. He got shit floating in space. he's fucking putting fires in the ocean. You got over in overseas, you got people that take on the nature of this man, right? Here it is, Moab, in retaliation to damn, what's the name of this lady? Pelosi. Pelosi went overseas to Taiwan to pretty much serve as defiance to China's wishes, and in a response, these niggas shoot missiles into the ocean, man. Bro, you're shooting missiles into the ocean. Now you're fucking with the ocean. You're fucking with the natural fishes. Right. The natural order of things, man. Now you got nuclear radiation, and does anybody give a fuck? No. That's why the earth is mourning.
That show you that Cain is back ruling.
That's right.
Spirit of Cain, man. Genesis 4th chapter. How the earth went yield its strength.
Yep.
You know, somebody get that. Pull that out just to add on to what the brother was saying. That's a good point. Genesis 4th chapter. And you can start off. Yeah, it's like, it should be like verse 4, verse 5 in there. Matter of fact, just start from the top.
So Genesis 4:4 or 4:1, Sirach. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord.
Now Cain was going off for doing this, man. Here it is, this nigga this nigga came forth with fruits as offerings to the Lord when the law tells you that you're supposed to bring the fat. You see? But this nigga said, nah, I'm gonna do it my way. Is that not the nature of this man today?
Yeah, he knew the oral law. He knew that a sacrifice, firstlings of the flock was required. You know, he gonna give you some fruit from the ground. So he knew what he was doing.
Wow.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof.
Yep.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Right, because Abel did what was right. That's why the Lord had respect on him. Go ahead.
But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect.
Yep.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Right, but see, he knew what to do. Right. And that's the same spirit of Esau, man. Esau knows better, but he can't get right. Isaiah 26, it tells you that. You know, here it is, you were given the fatness of the earth, the world, all of that, man. And you still can't get right, man.
God, because he was bitching about not having his birthright.
Exactly.
And look at what happens when the earth was given into your hand. You just went ape shit crazy.
That's right.
You had no good intention in your heart.
Yep.
Continuing on. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth?
Read that for me again, man.
Genesis 4:6. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
That's right.
If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
Yeah. If you do the right thing, shall you not be accepted? Go ahead.
And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Right. Because ultimately, what? He was given over to the spiritual demon Satan. Read on.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
You see that? Go ahead. He was given over to Satan. Read on. We're gonna make the point. Go ahead.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Mm-hmm. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother?
Yep.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Right, here it is. Now he want to get smart with the Lord. Right? And those are the spiritual characteristics of Esau. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
Right, going into his spirit. You know, his spirit was crying out. He was done wrong. Right? Go ahead.
And now art thou cursed from the earth.
Yep. See, but now art thou cursed from the earth. So going to Cain, going from Cain, all right, all the way foreshadowing into the future of Esau, right? They're the cursed seed. Proverbs 3:33 that The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. Go ahead.
And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Going back to what the brother Untitled was just saying, man. All right? Because the rule of the wicked, going back to Esau, and really going back to Cain, right? The earth is not able to yield its true strength. That's why, as you was reading in Isaiah 24, I talked about how the earth was languishing and the people languish and the world is essentially weak, right? Because it's under the vibration of the wicked.
That's right.
The earth can't prosper like it's supposed to. That's why, hey, the earth is in dire need of new management.
That's right.
See, when the elect get established and get put back in power, it's going to raise the earth's vibration. It's going to go back to the time of Eden, man, to the Garden of Eden. The earth is going to be a paradise, man. All right. So that's why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushua to come back and remove this man out of the power seat, man. All right, go ahead. I'll read that again.
Genesis 4:12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Right, a fugitive, a vagabond, a damn criminal, man. All right, a fugitive, man. And the earth is crying out, man, as we were going into.
And that's heavy too, because whenever you look at Esau's track history, that's his characteristic.
Yep.
A fugitive and a vagabond, man. Is that not why this man is trying to he tried to do his whole debate on critical race theory?
Yeah.
You see, because it was showing his true nature. This nigga's a criminal, yo.
This nigga on the run.
He has war crimes against humanity. That's how severe this man's rulership has been.
Yep.
You've been nuking planets. I mean, not nuking planets. You've been nuking countries. All right. You've been destroying the planet. You've been reaping people of their benefits to actually live life. This man has lived criminally, man, and he's went everywhere. He's a vagabond. You see, he has an insatiable appetite for violence, man. This is the man that the scriptures speak about, man.
Psalms 140, the wicked and violent man. Scripture, hey, when the King David was prophesied, said, "Hide me from the wicked and violent man, whose purpose is to overthrow my goings."
Yep.
These are those people, man.
Yep.
Right. I want to bring out a quick precept before you read on. So we're talking about how the earth is crying out. Basically, the earth is crying out for new rulership, for new management, man. Right? It's Romans 8, okay? Romans 8:19, it says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God." All right? Going back to what? The Israelites being put back on the throne, man. All of the Lord's creation is waiting for that, right? That's why we said that the earth is mourning, right? Verse 20, "For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, by the reason of him who have subjected the same hope." So we were created to go off. Because ultimately, what? This is the Lord's movement. This is how the Lord wrote the script, right? The point. Because the creature itself shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that's why the Lord is going to upgrade us, all right, into those new spiritual bodies under the second covenant, man. We're going to be made perfected, all right, in the eyes of the Lord, man. So we're going to be delivered from this bondage of corruption, as the scriptures refer to as the chains of darkness, right? Reading on, it says, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain until now," right? So the whole earth, all the Lord's creation, animal life, plant life, all organisms is in mourning, all right, waiting for the sons of God to be manifest. Right. It says, verse 23, Romans 8:23, "And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our bodies." So, hey, man, everything on the earth is waiting for the elect, the house of David, to be established, man. So the earth can rejoice, man. Like it tells you in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Once that lumberjack gets cut down, that feller, right? It talks about how the trees was going to rejoice, the people were going to rejoice. See that?
It's going to really be a vibration of rejoicing in the earth, man. The scriptures speak about that when the
Psalms 82:5, "They know not, neither will they understand.
Yep.
They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. You know, that's what the brothers is going into right now, man. Everything about this place is the exact opposite of the way it was designed to be, man.
Right.
Exactly. You know, the scriptures talk about how children are your oppressors, man. And the mind of a child is to move in the most carnal ways, man.
Right.
That's why you have to teach a child in the ways they should go, man.
Zero accountability, bro.
Yep.
You know, Esau moves according to the flesh on all occasions, man. That's why there's no cleaning animals in the oceans anymore. That's why you see pork is a delicacy to them, man. All these things that help the earth to thrive, Esau goes out of their way to destroy it, man.
Yeah, Esau's that child, man. This nigga childish. You know? Yeah, he basically he's going on a temper tantrum throughout the whole earth, man. Right? Here it is, you was given the blessing, the fatness of the earth. You got more, as the scripture said, you have more than what our hearts could wish. Right? You got it all, right? But you still wasn't satisfied. That's why it's time to get his ass out the way.
Hey, as priests always say, this nigga fumbled the pack.
That's it.
Esau had a position of rulership that he begged for. He sought out with tears.
Right.
And when he finally got it, you just pretty much showed why you didn't deserve it.
That's right.
You see?
Yep. Look, finish out that.
Book of Daniel 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Going to Esau, man. Esau, they magnify themselves to be, you know, as the Most High, as Scripture said, man. He wants to replace the Most High and put himself in that stead, man.
Right.
He wants people to say that he is and not the Most High is, man.
Yeah. And how does he do that? He exercises that power and authority through his lies, through his so-called, through his pseudoscience, right? These philosophies. That's his way of exalting himself. Like it tells you that in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. How he sits in the position as God, presenting himself as God. Right?
He wants to take that all the way to the next level with that digital all, man.
Yep.
When he wants to pretty much make you a perpetual slave unto him, man.
Right.
This nigga, like, when you sit down and really think about his ambitions, it's just centered in wickedness, man. That's why the scriptures say, unless the days be shortened for the elect's sake, no flesh will be saved, man. Like, this nigga has a mental issue, man.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it came out today, yesterday, right? Brothers did articles on it, lessons on it. Biden just signed the computer chip bill law into law.
Yep.
Right? So we already know what that's leading to, man. That's leading to what? The Sirach.
That's right.
Being mandated, being constituted, being law. Right? So when they get rid of the money, as we was talking about, that's why you got the whole monkey junk. You got these different variants, and they're talking about money is dirty. You know, certain businesses, stores are doing away with cash. Ultimately, they're going to do away with the debit card, the credit card, and they're going to push that digital device that goes under the skin.
Yep.
So we already see what's coming, right?
So back in Genesis chapter 4 and verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
This nigga's on the run, right? And it's true, and he really is on the run. That's why he's trying to what? Ultimately flee from judgment, right? When you read the scriptures, it talks about what? The chief, the kings of the earth, the chief captains, the rulers, hid themselves in the dens of the rocks to hide from the Lamb, man. They know that their judgment is coming. James, the 5th chapter, goes into that, right? This is the end of the woe unto the rich man. You have heaped treasure together for the last days, right? So they know what's up, man. Go ahead.
And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Right, and real quick too, these Amalekites, man, they know they descend from Cain.
That's right.
They know that. A brother posted a video about that, man, some time ago, man. They know they go back to Cain. Right? Read on now.
Behold, thou hast driven me out from this day, from the face of the earth.
Yep.
And from thy face shall I be hid.
Yep.
And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Right, everybody wants a piece of this nigga, man.
He canceled this.
Right. Everybody wants to smoke with Esau, man. All the nations, man. He said, he that findeth me shall slay me, man. See that? That's the spirit. Hey, the scriptures tell you in Job, I believe, I think it's Job 18, that this devil is going to be chased out of the earth. He's going to be chased out of the world. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
Right, because for a period of time this man has had a hedge of protection. Because it wasn't time for him to be taken down. That's why anybody that came against him was always failed. Now you had different rebellions with Jacob, right? With Gad and Reuben, all right, Levi, Benjamin, Judah, whatever. You had revolts and rebellions amongst the tribes. But eventually, Esau overcame. And it wasn't through the will of his power, it was through the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. So that's how the Lord wrote the script, that we were supposed to go down. We would be, basically, we would, going back to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, you know, it talks about how we would crush the head of the serpent, but he would wound our heel. Right? So we were taken down, we were conquered for a period of time, man. But in the end, when Yahweh Shah comes back, we're going to crush his head. He's going to be taken out. Right? And you kill the head, you destroy the head, you kill the body, as they say, right? Go ahead, Al.
And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
That's right.
And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Right, that mark, man. Right? The Lord took away his pigmentation, man, his melanin, if you will. That's why in the reincarnation he came back as Esau, red and hairy, man. Right? He lacked the pigmentation, the melanin, man. And that's a curse. Leprosy is a curse, right? It ain't no goddamn what they call it. What's the V word? Vitiligo, man. It ain't no damn vitiligo. That's leprosy, man. Right? Wasted away is he. Right? You got it, Doc.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Because what we was going into was 2nd Ezra 15, right? On how the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the earth, man. And that was a beautiful reference, cross-reference to connect with that, because now we see the nature of this man going all the way back to Cain. You see? All the way going back to Cain, and this nigga still hasn't changed.
Right.
Now is the time for the Lord to get busy on this thing. Right. Now we're about to see his house get visited. You see? Keep going, bro.
Back in 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
The whole earth, man. All the way from America, all the way to China, all the way to Australia, all the way to Spain. Hey, it's just excessive wickedness, man. Non-stop. You see? And these niggas do it with pride. Keep going.
And their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right? So now that their hurtful works are fulfilled, all right, let's see what's to come next. Psalms chapter 119 and verse 126. It is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. You see? And this place has been void of the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It has been self-governed under wickedness. And now is the time where this man is going to be visited. Keep going.
Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more.
The Lord said he's not going to hold his tongue no more. You see? The Lord is preparing to speak clearly. What is he going to say?
I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit.
Profanely commit. These niggas is crazy with it. You see, as me and the brother was discussing on the ride here, you got people that really acknowledge the lies that they have in their heads, and they believe that to be the truth.
Yeah.
They believe that the wickedness that they adhere to is the proper way to live.
Right. And that scripture you read, talking about that they had made void the law of the Most High. How did Esau do that? Through sexual liberation. I did a lesson on that, man. Esau was breaking it down through the sexual liberation, all right? The exaltation of whoredom, transformism, sodomy, all right? All these alternative lifestyles, right? That's all part of that, man. You see that? And that's what brought the moral decay. That's what brought the moral decadence in the society. That's why this shit is crumbling, man. That's why this shit is a wrap, right? But ultimately, those are the plagues from removing the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High out of the land, man. Right? As we understand that the Most High, His Spirit is nowhere near in this place, right? So this is why all of this is happening. That's why the Lord said He would hold His tongue no more concerning their wickedness, man. Right now, the Lord about to do a workout on you niggas out here, man. Straight up.
Continuing on. I will hold my tongue no more.
You think, you think a society is going to continue to operate in this fashion? Right? This shit is out of control, as the brother was saying, man. The pride of the people, the wickedness, man, the abominations, the filth. That's why, like I said, in the lesson that I did, due to the moral degeneracy of the society, you can clearly identify in the scriptures that this is Babylon the Great.
That's right.
Without a shadow of a doubt. This is Babylon, man. Confusion.
Man of confusion.
You see that? So this is how we know, man. You can just tell by all the lewd acts, everything that's pushed, right? There is no morality here. Immorality, idolatry, the worshiping of idols, blatant Satanism that's being pushed. We talked about that too. The alphabet game, right? The nasty people movement. That's all a cloak for Satanism, man. And what are they doing now? They're trying to use the alphabet game to normalize pedophilia, man. Because that's the thing that's popping right now, man. You got different administrators pushing laws and decrees to basically to scale back on sentences against pedophiles and shit.
And they're trying to relabel pedophiles. They're trying to pretty much say that the word pedophile is a derogatory word, and they want to be identified as maps. They want to be called minor attracted persons. What normality is that, man? We see the nature in which this man propagates his whole agenda. He tries to push it on you, gets a little backlash. Then he pushes harder, and people, they just submit, man.
Right.
We see how these niggas are, man. It's evident, as the elder had just said, that this is Babylon the Great.
Exactly.
Without a shadow of a doubt. When you get to the point where people are having real life conversations on accepting pedophilia, come on, man.
Yeah. But hey, the scriptures going back to Genesis, the 3rd chapter, right? What did it say? It said that the serpent, right? The serpent was more cunning or more subtle than any beast of the field. So these people, all right, going back to the Edomites, these people are very cunning, subtle people. They're very deceptive, deceiving, man.
Yep.
You know, and part of his witchcraft is what? His wordplay, man. Right? His sorcery. His words are sorcery, man. It talks about what? That how his give me that Psalms 21. Give me that real quick. You know, Esau knows how to finesse you through his words. Right? He uses the media. He uses certain buzzwords that play on people's emotions. He knows how to get you, man.
Just look at this nigga, penal code, man. Hey, that nigga from the top to the bottom, he'll have a system that exists, but if you know how to read through that shit, you pretty much living and operating in a whole entire different realm.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's why them lawyers, they got to study the law, which is basically Latin, right? So when you go up in them courtrooms, right, they speaking a whole nother language up in there, man.
Jake going there, like, oh.
You don't know what the fuck going on. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Al.
Psalm chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Yep.
He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but more was in his heart.
Yeah, you see that? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? He knows how to supplant you through his wordplay, man. Right? But it said is, read it again.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Yep.
But war was in his heart.
Right, but ultimately, what? War was in his heart, man. And that's what it is, man. right? They pass these decrees and legislations, right? Because that's war, man. They're trying to normalize abomination, wickedness, man. Pedophilia, bestiality, right? You see what they did with sodomy. That's the thing now, man.
Right.
You know, they got pride months, man. All types of shit, man. These niggas got power. You see what I'm saying?
And it's accepted.
And it's accepted, but that's all war.
Right.
Right? War against the Most High and His people.
Right. War against the natural order.
Thank you.
So Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land.
Hey, I made a statement in my lesson earlier too about this same point, right? Because Priest Amawan, he sent that documentary entitled "What Is a Woman." I was talking about that. Lord willing, maybe we can do a show about it. The brother was going to go into that, but I'm halfway through the documentary, and when you watch this shit, like you see the degeneracy in the mindset of these people, man. Right? That push this this agenda. All right, of being sodomites, being transformers and shit. You see what I'm saying? And it shows you that in this society there's no truth. Right? Like I said, these people live in alternate realities, man. Right? Truth is non-existent. Truth is that's why he kept saying throughout the video, he was saying, well, what is truth?
But in truth.
Yeah.
But in truth.
But what is it? Well, let's get to the very core essence of it. What is truth? What is a woman? Can you define it? Nobody can say shit, right? Because we live in because the mindset of these people in this land are bugged the hell out.
Right. They just go with the narrative. They don't give a fuck.
That's it, man.
Hosea 4 and 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
That's right.
Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land.
And that's twofold, man. Talking about the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Hispanics, and also you can apply it to Babylon, America. The Lord got a controversy with this place. It's clearly seen, man. Right? The Lord is bringing judgment upon America, man. Whether you want to accept it or not, man. This place is about to go out in the worst way possible. And we looking forward to it.
That's right.
Right?
Hey,
No, because, hey, like it tells you, Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, that this place, Babylon, has been almost proud against the Most High. Right?
going to that word controversy, man, it goes into an open dispute, man, a public dispute. You know, so, you know, we see this rebellion, you know, going throughout the world, the entire earth, man. You know, that open rebellion, they're proudly rebelling against the Most High.
Exactly.
So he's about to have an open judgment, man. You know, you're about to see judgments coming to pass, you know, we see them every day, man. You know, the scriptures talk about the Lord's judgment is made to come to pass every morning, man. But, you know, the judgment is about to be more public and more frequent, man.
If I could speak on that. Earlier today, I was talking to my girl, and she was talking about how within like the East African community, it's been like so much death that they confused as to what's going on. Like they said somebody earlier today had got into a car accident, and that when they got into a car accident, a drunk driver came out of nowhere and just slapped the shit out of them on the E-way. Like it's death is like as the apostle has said, death is in fashion, man, and this shit is gonna get worse.
I got two precepts. Job 5 and 3. It says, I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation. And these Edomites are known as the children of fools. So the scripture said, I seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation. And the Lord has cursed his habitation. America is cursed. All right, it's destined for that inevitable destruction. It says, verse 4, Job 5 and 4, it says, his children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gates. Neither is there any to deliver them. Right? Because the scriptures tell you in Job, if his seed, if his children be multiplied, it's for the sword. Right? verse 5, Job 5 and 5. Whose harvest the hungry eateth up, and taketh it even out of the thorns, and the robber swalloweth up their substance. And ultimately, that robber is going to be the missiles, man. The missiles alongside with Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. They about to swallow up all this man's substance, man.
That's right.
Right? This kingdom is finished. Right? I got one more. Right? Quoting that scripture I meant to bring out, was it Jeremiah 50, about this place being most proud against the Lord. Let me get that real quick and I'll pass it back. All right? It's Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and verse 28. Right? Verse 28 all the way down to 32. I'm going to read it real quick. Job 50 and 28 says, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, our power, the vengeance of his temple. And that's the message that we're declaring unto our people. All right? The hopeful elect. That what's getting ready to happen ultimately is the vengeance for you, for what happened to you. All right? On this place. Verse 29. Call together the archers against Babylon. All right? Those missiles. All ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her. For she has been most proud, Salakia. For she has been proud against the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and against the Holy One of Israel. See that? This place has been most proud against the Lord. Verse 30. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai. Verse 31, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. See that? This place is being visited. Verse 32, my last verse, it says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise them up. Right? There is no build back better. There's no reestablishment of America. Right? None of that bullshit. Right. It says, none shall raise them up. I will kindle a fire. I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about it. See that? So that's the end result for sinning against the Most High, man. Right? You got it out here.
So back in 2nd Estrus chapter 15 and verse 8.
Now before you get that, like as the elder said, this is going to be the payback for sinning against Yahweh Shai, man. It's ultimately going to lead to the calamity via thermonuclear missiles. All right. Now, as we've been saying throughout the lesson, hey, you're going to have to see these perils, though. You ain't finna just take a little exit route and it's just going to be sunny, 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 and then nukes drop. No. This shit about to get bad out here, man. You see?
I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Pedophilia, sodomy, you see, this anti-Hamashiach culture, witchcraft, sorcery, warlocks, witches, straight weirdos, man.
Yeah.
Anything contrary to the light, man.
That's right.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of...
Say that again.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me.
Did not Abel's blood cry unto the Lord? You see? And who was slaughtering him? Who slaughtered Cain? I mean, who slaughtered Abel? Cain. And now his seed is doing the same thing to our people to this very day.
Yep.
What bro say? To this day.
Yep.
To this day, this nigga going crazy, man. You see? And he doing it in ways that you can see at the forefront, you know, whether it be laying Jake down, and he may just be doing it in covert ways, man. Telling people, yo, you need to go ahead and live this lifestyle. Yo, you need to go ahead and take this juice. You know what I'm saying? He's promoting death unto us, man, and he's ultimately setting people up to die.
Yeah.
This is that man. Keep going.
The innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
continually. You see? Matter of fact, let me get that right there.
Yeah, if you ain't complaining, you ain't right, man. That's clear. If you ain't complaining to the Lord continuously to be delivered, for the Lord to bring forth the judgment, all right, to manifest his power, to manifest himself, right? We're in a time where the Lord is going to manifest himself, man, when he pulls up, right? So if you ain't complaining, right, then you ain't in the spirit, man.
And what's Jake always say, man? Oh, I can't complain,
Right.
man. I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of things to complain about, man. We should, like I say, complain continually, man.
Yep.
That's what we do. That's what, you know, you're going to, what's it, Ezekiel Chapter, where that mark is set up.
I got you. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city.
Start up a little bit. Start at the top.
God. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 1. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand.
Go ahead.
And one man among them was clothed with linen, with a writer's inkhorn by his side.
Right, and ultimately these are the angels, man. The angels, they take a note of everything that's going on in the world, in this society, right? And they're reporting it back to the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the Lord of Israel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house.
Go ahead.
And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side.
Yeah, the angels that's taking note of everything that's going on. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
That's what we're doing right now, man. We're sighing and crying, man. And we're praying that the Lord, you know, give us that mark to set us apart from the rest of these people, man. Because we don't want to take part in this second death. We don't want to take part in that judgment that's to befall 2/3 of our people and these heathens, man.
Verse 5. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
So old, young, men, women, children, everybody's going to get it, man. If you're not part of that elect, you're going to be subject to the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man.
That's
and it's
right.
because of the rebellious nature that these people carry throughout in this society, man.
Right.
They go against the Lord on a daily basis, man. So that judgment has to befall them, man.
And people may read that and say,
Well, that's not my God. My God would never do that.
well, you don't worship the Lord in truth and sincerity, so how would you know that that's the Lord, man? You don't understand the Lord. You don't understand the power of the Most High, man. You see, the scriptures say that the Lord is not a respecter of person. You see, so he don't give a damn if you one age, 2 months old, 70 years old, 30, with a baby. It don't matter, man. If you are not sighing and crying for the abominations in the midst thereof, your ass finna be out here marked, man. You finna be hurt. You see? Because when these death angels get more and more active, if you ain't sighing and crying, they gonna be looking at your ass. And that's sanctioned from the Most High.
Back in 2nd Estrus chapter 15 and verse 9. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Right, so the Lord is preparing to avenge the nation of Israel, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, your power is preparing to redeem us, man. The scriptures tell us in Deuteronomy 28 and 68 that no man shall buy you. You see? Well, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is buying us back.
Yep.
You see? He's the one that's going to redeem us in these times.
The Lord said that that my people have not been forsaken. Right? Amos 9 and 8. The Lord said he was going to destroy that sinful nation, that sinful kingdom, which is twofold, applying to the nation of Israel, also America. But he said in that verse that he ultimately he was going to leave a remnant. He was going to spare that as it tells you in 2 Estrus, the 9th chapter, he was going to spare that cluster of the grape. Right? That grape of the cluster. Right? Which is the hopeful elect. Right?
Continuing on. And there said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Yep.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Right. The scriptures tell us what? The leaders of our people caused them to err. You got these niggas so far removed to the point where the leaders are now these celebrities, man. Yeah. And they accept it. Yeah. You got people when you had Joey B running for election, why the fuck was Cardi B there talking to him?
Exactly.
What the fuck is she gonna talk about? What Dave Chappelle say? I don't give a fuck what Ja Rule gotta say at a point like this. I don't care. Cardi, that's what our people have though.
And she had a serious platform with him too.
Serious platform.
Like really talking some serious shit.
To the point where you could have went ahead and asked actual questions. Well, what about the plight of our people? How are you gonna aid in helping us? Nah, she went up there talking about a perk. Period. That's right, Joey. Like, this is the people that's leading us to destruction, man.
Yeah.
And who is it? Who does it all go back to, man? Esau. These boule niggas that was set up by Esau to mislead our people, man. You just gonna say something?
Second Estrus chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Yeah, ultimately, what is the slaughter? All right, Jake taking that grain of rice, that device that goes under the skin, which is going to lead you to what? The second death, right? The FEMA camps, Jacob's trouble. Because, hey, none of these people that Jake look up to, all these celebrities, political activists, religious leaders, none of them are telling you the truth. They ain't got the oil. They ain't got the light. But Jake will listen to these niggas to the point where, look, you being set up for the slaughter. Right? Them niggas leading you right into the slaughterhouse, man. Right? I remember back when I was in Cincinnati, when I was playing football, we had to do this like thing down in the ghettos. We would help the kids down there that were in need and all of that. And I remember right down in the city, there was this plant where they, I guess, slaughterhouse or whatever it was, and literally Esau tried to cover this shit up, right? But they literally took a cow, right? We saw this shit. They took a cow and they put it up on this machine and they dropped it into this machine, and the cow was chopped up alive. Like you actually saw the body parts going down into the machine, man. Right? So the point of me saying all of that is that's how our people are being led to the slaughterhouse, man. You know? You getting led to the slaughterhouse alive, man. Right?
Like this is fine.
Right.
I trust you, Esau. Thank you so much.
That shit was crazy, man. It was a big ass cow. They put it in the machine, and literally, you could see Esau try to cover it up with the he had like different planks and shit try to cover it up. But you could see it going through the machine, getting chopped up alive. That shit was crazy, man. But that's how I say that to say this. That's how Jake is being led to the slaughter, man. By them niggas that you hold on the pedestal, man. That ain't telling you shit. They're not giving you the warning. They ain't telling you the times we living in, what's getting ready to happen. They ain't got no solutions for what's getting ready to happen, right? So you're gonna pay for ignoring the men of the Lord, man. Bottom line, you got it out.
Hey, just laying back up what the elder was going into, man. These slaughterhouses, the people who live there say there's a smell of death on the air, man.
Yep.
And going back to that, our people being led as a sheep to the slaughter, man. We can smell that, man. We can see this whole death culture, man, and that's what people are pushing. They're saying, continue on in these ways that are eventually going to lead you to death, man.
Yep.
I got a precept. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 36, 2 Chronicles chapter 36 and verse 16. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 15. And the Lord Yahweh, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending.
Yeah. Betimes, meaning the prophets have been risen up early. Right? Like the scriptures say, seek the Lord before the evil days come. You know? Go ahead.
When you look up in my sword, right next to betimes, it says it means that is continually and carefully.
Yep.
So we carefully tending to the flock. We're continually tending to the flock.
Yep.
And sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place.
Yeah, the Lord have mercy on his people. The fact that he's giving you the warnings through his men about what's getting ready to happen. That's mercy. The Lord didn't have to tell you. You know?
Because we all worthy of death. Verse 16, but they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words, and misused his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh arose against his people, till there was no remedy.
No remedy, man. The Lord about to go out, man. And like the brother Chronicles said, the Lord about to go all the way in his bags. Right? He about to let loose. And these people, they mock the prophets now. Calling us, what, extremists, terrorists, all them buzzwords Esau got out there, man. We ain't the men of the Lord. We not the Israelites. You know? That's all. They do the same thing to this day. Right? But you're going to pay for it dearly, man. That's what the Lord said. You're going to be destroyed without remedy, man. Right?
Acts chapter 3, verse 23. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people.
See that? Every soul that will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed amongst the people, man. So the Lord is saying here, look, you heard the truth. You heard the word, man. Right? The Spirit be on me to say that a lot, man. You Jakes out there, you heard the truth. It ain't no, oh, we didn't know about Israel. We didn't know we was the Israelites. We never seen y'all before. Never, you know, like you heard, the Lord has made the Lord has made this gospel highly accessible. Right? But it's you goofy niggas out there that refuse, man. But that's going to be to what? To your detriment, man.
So back in 2nd Estrus 15 and verse 11. It's like in verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Yep.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Spiritual Egypt.
But I will bring them out with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
And ultimately, who's the mighty hand? Yahweh Shai, man. Right? The right hand of the Heavenly Father. Right? Go ahead.
And smite Egypt with plagues as before.
And smite Egypt as the plagues as before. What did the Lord do to ancient Egypt? He plagued it. Spiritual Egypt is being plagued now. Right? Civil unrest, civil war, plagues, pestilence, variants, famines, food shortages, everything shortages, the pride of the people, blindness, inflation, right? You name it, man. This place is being plagued, man.
And will destroy all the land thereof.
And the Lord said He will destroy all the land, right? The Lord is going to get rid of this landmass, right? It's going to be wiped off the map, okay?
Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
Yeah, the plagues and punishment, hey, due to the moral decadence, the moral decay, is the reason why Babylon is fading away, right? This place is being plagued from the foundation thereof, man. Right? You don't see that? Really, you don't want to see that, man, because you don't want to have your reality interrupted, like that. What's the name of the documentary? What is a woman? Right? You don't want your reality to be interrupted. You want to stay in La La Land. You want to stay in your own world, in your own bubble, if you will, man. But guess what? The Heavenly Father, through His Son, is about to burst that goddamn bubble, man. That's right. You're gonna have to deal with what's outside. You know, you're gonna have to, what they say, you got to face the music, man.
What does it say in Isaiah 30? Shall lead to your shame and confusion.
Right.
Trust in Egypt shall lead to your shame and confusion.
Right.
Specifically talking to Jacob, man. You see, because we don't give a damn about the needy. We hope for their destruction. But for you Jakes, man, we out here so that you can adhere to this word, man.
Right.
But hey, you that want to trust in this, you want to trust in Egypt, hey, when you are faced with the perils that are gonna come, it's going to be for your shame and confusion, man. You ain't gonna have nothing to say in this time, man.
Exactly.
How is Kemet providing you answers to hyperinflation? Alright, how is Egyptology answering your questions toward all the troubles that are facing the world? Is Islam doing that? Is Buddha doing that? Is white man Jesus doing that? Hell no. You see?
Yep.
Is the black woman, is your trust in the black woman doing that? No. Ain't nothing that you have that's been concocted in this society that's gonna be able to prevail and help you escape these perils, man. Only Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, only the truth. Because everything else is a fucking lie.
Hey, while we talking about the scriptures, right? While we going into prophecy and what beholds the future, these are the platforms, these are the so-called black platforms. What are they doing? Scoffing at the scriptures, trying to find material about the Israelites so they can get people to watch their videos and make money, right?
They're not doing it out of the sincerity of the people, man. They do this shit for like shits and giggles.
Yep.
Clout chasers.
Yep.
When we really come out here for the sincerity and the betterment of our people, man.
Lockdown that's getting ready to happen.
Oh man.
Wait till it's coming, man. All right, you see that the monkey jump is a global emergency, right? You got the what's it called, the vibe or whatever that's out. There's so many of them shits, right? You know.
It's a new one they just found in China too.
Yeah.
It's like the Kenny something, bro.
Yeah. So.
And now New York, they saying New York got polio. They got rampant polio cases.
Right. And then you got videos of people who got the monkey jump that has the actual outbreaks. They out in public chilling. So it's gonna get to the point they're like, you know what, just shut it all down, man. So when that happens, you people gonna try to run to the prophets again, just like you did with the Crown 99, man. Lord about to sit your ass still, man, again. And this time it's gonna be worse.
Yep.
Right?
2nd Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
Yeah, man, why the hell you want to partake in this shit, man? Here it is, the Lord giving you an opportunity to get out the way. Because, hey, as it says, pursuant to Ezekiel 33, the Lord set up watchmen so that when the sword comes, you can have the ability to adhere and say, let me get the hell up out the way.
Yep.
But Jake, like, shit, let me look up at the sky, let me go ahead and chill with these, with my niggas and shit. Let me go ahead and just continue my life. But when that sword come down on your ass, don't say nothing. Because, hey, the watchman was out here, the prophets was out here, but you chose to abide in Egypt. You chose Egypt as your strength and not the Lord.
That's right.
Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Whoa!
Yeah, and that's going to result into what? Those the food shortages, man. Okay? Go ahead. Which we see that's happening now, even though we see that it's all orchestrated, right?
Because we've already exhausted this year's crops, man.
Yep.
You know, because the what's it called? The shutdowns last year, all the farmers couldn't get their crops out the way they wanted to. So now we have even less than what we would have had, you know, a year ago.
And then also, California, which is a mass producer of fruits and vegetables for the country, they just had a shitload of rain, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but you can look it up. I think it was 2 days that they had supplied for like months of rain within 2 days. So they had a historic rainfall, which is pretty much gonna fuck with the way how you have farmers tilling the ground, man.
Yeah. You know what's so heavy too? Brothers shared an article that came out about pretty much rainwater is no longer drinkable because of the forever chemicals that's in it. Now, when you think about that, so now you got nobody can drink the rainwater, but that same rainwater is watering the crops that we eat. It's watering the fruits that we eat. So all of that shit that's in that water, the forever chemicals, it's in the food too. So when the scriptures say that this place is polluted, it's defiled, it will destroy you with a sword destruction, hey, that's equated to that, man. Everything is defiled, everything is destroyed. You know?
Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Yep.
And one people shall stand up and fight against another,
That's right.
and swords in their hands.
That's right.
I'm going into the sedition among men. Notice the future civil war that we see brewing up right now, man.
Yep.
We see the whatever elections are going on, the preliminary stuff is going on.
Yep.
But we understand that all the sides, they've already been decided, man. So it's just one spark is what's going to take to get this thing to flame up.
Yeah, what's the latest news? You had Trump, right? His house got invaded in Florida by the FBI, right? Which we all know that's all set up, but that's being used to what? To amplify the Civil War.
Because as soon as that happened, he pretty much came out on his that alternate news app. It's like a truthers app.
Yeah.
And pretty much one of the things that he said, with those buzzwords, is America is now a third world country. Freedom is on the ropes. It's about to get lost. We must take it back. We have to stand. But hey, ultimately, like as the elder said, man, that's just ruining the minds of these people to pretty much draw odds with one another, man.
Exactly. Yeah, because these Edomites that actually look at Trump as being some type of savior for America, right? These gun-toting, pro-Constitution Edomites, right? They about to bug out because they see that they're losing their grips on America, man. They're like, yo, as you hear in the media, they talk about the far left, this, that, and the third, how they pretty much have tanked America, so they're getting ready to fucking lose it, man. So that's all going to fulfill the prophecy. Read that again, Al.
Yeah, may I show this in the camera right
You
quick?
got it.
It's a video of an Edomite praying to Trump.
Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump. Please. I'm asking you. Please save me. Please save me. Please get these people away from me.
Yo, Edomites really look at that man as a god.
Yeah, and they're going to be the same type of Edomites that's going to get crazy out here.
Yeah.
That's why they already programming people with the mass shootings, right? Each week there's a new shooting, this, that, and the third. Some of them set up, some of them are actually happening. But all of that's getting the people prepared because what? Gun sales have been, gun sales have been going through the roof. Ammunition has been getting sold out. Everybody's buying guns, right? Because it's all being prepared for this moment right here. You're talking about purge-like activities getting ready to go down, right?
Second Estrus 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Yep.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
Yep.
And swords in their
And
hands.
the civil wars, class wars, man. But, hey, the modern day sword is the gun, right? These people are about to lose it out here, man. Read on.
For there shall be sedition among men.
Yep, seditions, uproars, rebellions, revolutions, right? Takeovers, right? That's all prophecy. Read on.
We can see that happening in these other countries right now, man. When their financial system collapses, the people start to go after their politicians. They start to go after, the people that were in power.
Ooh, that's heavy. That's a good point. Not to cut you off. There's an article that I got pulled out. I may have to do a lesson on it, but it's an article that goes into the fact of how there's an uprising of politicians being attacked. So now they have to upgrade their security at their homes. I think Congress passed like an additional $10,000, yeah, for them to upgrade their security at home, man.
And then you also have recently there was an attack on a I don't know if he was a foreign I don't know if he was American diplomat abroad, but they had I think it was either Iranian or Iraq. He was either an Iraqian, and pretty much they tried to assassinate the dude, man. So now you got the Department of Justice and the Feds trying to search into what could have happened.
Yep.
But hey, all of that goes into what the brother just said beautifully, man. These politicians are finna be out here hunting, and they know it. They know that these are the times in which their lives are at risk because of the people are pretty much fed up with this shit.
Back in 2nd Estrus 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah. The course of their actions shall stand in the power, meaning everybody's gonna be operating in their own will, man. It ain't gonna be no law and order, man. It ain't gonna be no police. It ain't gonna be none of that, man. It's gonna be people's so-called citizens taking matters in their own hands, man. Right? That's what's getting ready to happen out here. You know?
Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Lockdowns, roadblocks, right? Cities cut off. Right?
The shit that happened the first go around, that was just mere as far as what's about to come to pass, man. These niggas is finna roll hard body. They coming hard. Pursuing the Revelations 12 and 12. This devil is finna come down with great wrath because he know he have but a short time.
That's right.
And hey, any of you heathen that caught up in the midst, hey, you just extras. His target is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because you are the ones that actually pose a threat to his enterprise continuing, man.
Yep.
Continuing on. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Oh, yeah.
The city gonna be troubled, man. The city is gonna be troubled. And you see that happening at little small little communities in the country, right? They'll have the whole fucking police department just quit.
Yep.
And then they in straight like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, this shit gonna get worse. As we said last week, yo, imagine if sanitation shuts down for a week, man. You see? Your local people at the grocery store, your truck drivers, you see? All of these things are gonna cause troubles in the cities, man. People not gonna have access to goods and services. And know damn well these Babylonians have no idea how to conduct themselves without those things. So these people are gonna be troubled, man. They're not gonna have no sense or any clue where to go. And that's primarily you so-called Israelites that choose to adhere elsewise. Hey, you're gonna be troubled in that day specifically, man. You're gonna be greatly troubled because at least you had the right, you had the opportunity to get right, but you chose to go left. Now your ass in a traffic jam with the rest of these heathen, man. If I may get somewhere in that too, going into the trouble of the 2/3. 2nd Estrus chapter 7 and verse 19. And he said unto me, there is no judge above the Most High, and none that hath understanding above the highest. Verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them.
Man.
For the Most High have given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live.
The Most High made this thing plain upon tables, right? He set up his servants who are the prophets of the Lord to break down the scriptures in its entirety in correct form, giving you sound doctrines. And what Jake do? He ignored it. He rejected it, man. He despised it. He threw it out the window. He cast it behind his back, as the scriptures say.
Wow. Continuing on, I'll read you verse 21. For the Most High have given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
Man.
Verse 22. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. You see, in this mindset is what's going to lead to Jake being in those dire straits in these times to come, man. See, Jake doesn't have the infrastructure nor the means to provide for himself, but he got all the pride in the world that he can go ahead and stand toe-to-toe with these Edomites, yo. This nigga blessing was the sword, man. You think you finna stand against even the average six-pack Joe Edomite? Even his little devil babies? Even them niggas is trained to go.
Yeah. See, niggas got gangs. Esau got militias.
Well coordinated.
Right. Organized. You talk about ex-military niggas, ex-cops. Right? You just got random gang niggas, man. Little gang, little Uzi Vert looking niggas, man.
Niggas will point the gun like this and do this.
Right.
Turn backwards, man. Niggas don't know how to actually handle that shit, man. But see, Esau, as the brother was saying, them niggas got militias, man. They are full-blown equipped to know how to handle that blessing.
Yep.
All right?
And once again, too, coming to the campsite, man. I drove past the spot by the crib where that big ass abandoned church and that cemetery is at, and you had a shitload of cops all parked together talking. And how it's set up, it's like in the cut. So like, you can't just go back there, man. So they back there talking who knows what.
Yeah.
So the way, it was too many of them. The spirit is on me to say that, look, some shit about to happen, man.
Yeah.
It was packs of them niggas just talking, randomly chilling in the back of the cemetery, man.
That's
Come
happy
on,
that
man.
they was in the cemetery.
Look, the Lord is about to unleash these Edomites on
Teaching
y'all.
the Bible, teaching the word of the Bible. Nope.
Yep.
Let me keep
Yeah, go ahead, whatever you got.
Okay. Verse 24. But his law have they despised and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful and have not performed his works.
Yep.
See, here it is, we're in the time of grace, and Jake chooses to do elsewise. Jake chooses to continue in these wayward philosophies, these wayward doctrines, and continue in the madness of the society. So when the shit hits the fan, you're going to be partakers with it, man. You're going to be thrusted through because you chose to hold on to Egypt, man. You chose to hold on to your oppressor who's pretty much leading you to the slaughter, man. All right? Verse 25. And therefore, Ezra, for the empty are empty things, and the full are the full things. Verse 26. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth, man. All right, so the time of Yahushua returning onto the earth, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is near come, man. All right, and you don't want to be shamefaced because you chose to despise the Lord. You chose to despise the Lord and his statutes and covenants, and then when he comes, you just looking stupid. You got a comedic necklace on, and you looking up at the sky like, man, you see? You don't want to be shamefaced in that time, because when the Lord comes, prior to all of that is going to be constant perils on the earth. So why are you setting yourself up for destruction, man? Choose wisely. Choose to live rather than die, man. What is it that it says, that Moses said? I have set before thee life and death. Choose life. How do you choose life as an Israelite? You adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments of this word, man. Come on. Get that if you want, bro. Because anything else is what has pretty much put us in this position, man. By us going off and following after idols, worshiping these images that our oppressor had given unto us. And to this day, when we live in the age of information, still adhering and upholding it. That's stupidity. See, because you got ignorance and stupidity. Ignorance is when you do something not knowing better. But here it is, the prophets, the men of the Lord are out here. You can go on the internet and type in all the information you want, and you choose to not adhere to this word, but do elsewise. Now that's stupidity, because you know better, but you choose to do elsewise. Get that, bro.
Willfully ignorant.
That's right.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Shall die, man. And that's why, as the elder has been saying for weeks, really for a minute, a lot of our people do not believe. A lot of our people do not believe. So as these times progressively get worse and more perils come, and we start to see people that we know get judged, loved ones of ours get judged, don't be surprised. Because guess what they chose? They chose death. They chose to not adhere to this word, so they chose the route of death.
Right. The crazy thing is the people who rule the world, that run this society, all right, your elites, your globalists, your Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, they know that the God of the Bible exists, the God of Israel exists. But you regular two-thirds, regular Jakes out here, right? You don't believe, which is crazy, right? You know, go ahead, you got it.
This is James chapter 2, verse 19. Thou believest that there is one power, one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble.
The devils also believe and tremble. They know Yahweh Shai exists, man. But you base 2/3 niggas, you don't believe, man. Here it is, a 2/3 Negro would tell you, hey, the God don't exist. The Bible was written by the white man. It's all fairy tale. But we just read that the devils believe and tremble, man.
Right.
They know what's getting ready to happen to them.
That's why else would they have an obsession with this book if it weren't true?
Yes.
You don't see them digging through the Quran. You don't see them digging through Buddha's writings. No, they stay focused in the scriptures because the scriptures are a historical account of everything that's happened in the past as well as what's to come in the future. They understand that this is a real living book, man. But you niggas that choose to adhere to elsewise, what do the scriptures say? What if some did not believe?
Exactly.
You see? As we said from the beginning, what if some did not believe, man? 2/3 of our people are destined for destruction. That's prophetic. Yeah, you don't believe that? Okay, well then shit, you probably 2/3 then.
I
You
don't
see?
agree, Ak.
I don't agree.
Well, let me tell you my side of the story.
Yeah, nigga, all right, you want to hear your side of the story, that's cool. But regardless, it's one truth. It's one power, it's one God. One baptism, one ministry. All right? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is dealing in such matter. The scriptures tell us that the Lord is not the author of confusion. So all of you niggas that try to get vested in that shit, you're not coming in the spirit of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Because we will all be of one sound mind, of one accord.
Right.
You see?
And ultimately, if you don't agree, you marked anyway.
That's right. You told them.
Hey, the Lord knows the thoughts of every man. You see that? So what you say, what you think is not going to get away from the Lord. Even the scriptures even tell you that even a foolish thought is sin with the Most High, man. So check his through. You know, you don't got to be out here. You ain't got to be on the comment board talking shit, right? You ain't got to type nothing in. You can just scoff in your mind. Hey, guess what? The angel got you marked, right? Because remember, all of Israel is accountable, man. Whether it be man, woman, or child. We just read that 2 Chronicles 15 and 13, man. Those that choose not to worship the God of Israel shall be put to death, whether it be man, woman, or child, man. The Lord is not playing with none of you niggas, right? You're going to learn that, man. Yup. Oh, you want?
And with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying camp.
That's right.
All right, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we serve as vessels to preach forward the gospel, man. This beautiful gospel to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites. All right, it's true. We preach unto you. All right.
I got one scripture to add on to the close. I got you.
The spirit, go
That's
ahead.
what you said, it sparked. 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 4, verses 5 through 7. All right, and it reads. Matter of fact, I start at 4. Man, no, I start at 3. Because what you said was lined up perfectly. 2 Chronicles 4 and 3 says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. All right, those that were sanctioned for destruction. Verse 4, in whom the God of this world, who's the God of this world? Esau. All right? The counterpart of spiritual demon Satan. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shai, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. But they didn't get the light. Verse 5, for we preach not ourselves, but Yahweh Shai HaMashiach the Lord, and ourselves servants for Yahweh Shai's sake. So we're actually servants unto the people. All right? The fact that when we push this ministry, we're actually serving our people. Verse 6, for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai have commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts, to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Verse 7, the point. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, which the treasure is what? The knowledge, which are equated to what? The true riches. We have this treasure in these earthen vessels, these corruptible bodies. It says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us. Right? Because ultimately what? It's the spirit of the Lord, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that's working through us. So it's not of us. All right?
Close out, bro.
That's it.
So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors as always to the apostles, the elders, of your song. You taught us the truth and do it well. Peace, blessings, and mercy to the house of David. Abayah, Dabadah, we hope for elect. All right.
I've never been
So
up
you
there.
can say
Obviously,
shalom.
I don't know anything
Shalom.
about it, but now it's clear like that.